Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward. That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here's big. The numbers for Mixon last week: 17 carries, 87 yards.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on it.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Got an open man, it's Josh Palmer. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon, and now look.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
Christian Barmore.
It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. They find some open field here. So here are the Patriots now in excellent field position to start things out. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some
snacks. I was
snacks.
just going to say.
That's where I go.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 18 carries, a trip to the end zone to go along with 118 yards. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Pats have taken the early lead.
Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now the try here for the extra point. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On second down, here's Mixon.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Mixon with a first down carry. Runs through the contact. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 14.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be a second down.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And
he's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. Butker's kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room, maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they can come out and look real sharp in the second half.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Extra point splits the uprights. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin our tour up at M&T Bank Stadium. The New York Jets in town to take on Baltimore. And it is the Jets who have the lead in that one. Lamar Jackson with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And you can see there, it's the visiting L.A. Rams who have the lead in that one. 3 touchdown passes there for Davis Mills. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team.
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. Here's Robinson. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Well, the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll run on first down. It's McKinney, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this one complete to Smith. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
They brought in the heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
Flushed out right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll keep it on the ground. McKinney, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, it's McKinney. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it. It helped pop that ball free.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Burrow will throw. Open man is Chase, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, trying to get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Looking for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Burrow. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Christian Barmore in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Patriots are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
On 1st down, it's McKinney, and he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. McKinney, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. New England on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Owens. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. The Patriots send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That's again complete to Palmer. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now it's Burrow. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. To the air again, Burrow. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Patriots are going to recover, and that should just about assure victory. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. That's complete. It's Daz Newsome. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So they're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And Hill with it over the middle. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Looking to throw. Owens. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off down near the 5. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
10 seconds to go. A final shot now for Burrow. The Pats are going to get there, and down he goes. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I'll tell you what, it has not been with a whole lot of frequency over the last couple of decades or so that teams have come into New England and escaped with a victory, but that's what happened here.
It almost doesn't feel real, does it?
We've seen it so few times.
That actually happened, right? We saw it. They came out of there with a win. And on the other side, in that locker room, you know what they're saying? We didn't really lose. Time just ran out on us. That's the attitude they have because they don't see it happen very often, not even sure how to handle it.
And you see some stunned faces heading for the exits here in New England. So for New England, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington. Meanwhile,